Okay, today we are attempting to install upholstery on the driver's seat of a 2627 Tudor Model T. And the first step that we did was to remove the seat wood frame from the whole carriage frame. So Gordon's going to tip it over and show you. We had to loosen up several screws that were holding the wood base into the driver's pan. So that was removed and upholstered separately. And we did this using the compression table. We compressed it down to about 5 inches, and then we pulled our covering over about 1 inch on each side. So the 5 inches really was sufficient compression, and we didn't have to do any additional stretching on the cover. So that seat part is finished individually. Now we will begin to cover the backrest portion of the frame, and we're just going to set this one aside. So now we're going to begin the driver's seat backrest portion. This is just an empty pan, the seat removed, and we are going to start by putting the spring into the backrest. And that we have prepared with canvas and hog rings to create our decking. And this spring, I just want to show you the shape because this is a point of question for people. It is basically a smaller spring with a radius at each corner, and it nestles into the backrest quite nicely. So you should not have a spring with square corners. If that's something you're questioning, it should be a nice rounded corner at the top, lightweight backrest springs, and it nestles right into that carriage frame. So once we've set our spring in place, we are now putting padding around the back side of the carriage frame. And this will just give a nice feel when you're bumping up against that seat pan. You're not going to just feel like you hit metal. It's just a little extra. Let's see. Okay, we've got our driver's seat pan covered on the back side with our padding, and we've cut that flush next to the tacking area where the carpet will get attached in the back, and we've allowed it to roll around 1/2 inch over the lip. That will be sure that that won't catch and roll down on us when we pull our cover on. And then we've taken our extra cotton and put a layer over our spring. And the next little trick is to cover this with a plastic bag. And this is going to allow the cover to slide on much easier. And what I like to do once the bag is on is take with a scissors and just do some perforations in the plastic. If you could do that for me. By perforating it, when you get your cover where you want it, you can tear that plastic away much easier. You do want to remove that once your cover is on, otherwise you'll hear that crinkling of the plastic as you drive. On the driver's pan, I want to point out the 2 tack areas that you really should inspect. This is the back side of the driver's seat, and we're stretching the cover on. We're nailing to this tack strip. So if this is missing, you need to replace that, and they do sell a nylon tacking strip that can be replaced with. And then also on the underside we've got a wooden tack strip, so the bottom of the driver's backrest will come down and nail to that. So before you start struggling with your cover and then find out you've got nothing to attach to, make sure you inspect these 2 areas. We have slid our cover on. Our plastic is still inside. And just to let you know, our goal is to get this seam down to the edge of the driver's pan. So your channels actually roll over the top. And that's your goal, to bring that seam back to the edge of the pan. So we're close. This would have been a nightmare without the plastic. Your wool would have stuck to your pad and your cotton would have come off of your spring. So I really encourage you to take that step and put the plastic bag on. At this point, we have our cover close enough that we're going to go ahead and tear the plastic away.